It's been 2 years now. 2 years.
2 whole years since we started Living Room Requests. All I can say is if you're new to this channel, they've sort of missed out.
Yeah. Or something. Anyway, you're here. Hello.
Hello there. So, welcome to the 2-year anniversary review, look back, retrospective, and all of the hashtags and keywords that we will use to try and get anybody who's interested in this type of self-reflecting, putting the you into YouTube.
Oh, yes.
But it's also the you that we must thank for getting us here.
Oh, my goodness. It's amazing.
In particular, the backstory which you heard in the 600th request video, which started with the Rosenblatt starting us off with the first, hey, can you perhaps just do a sponsored concert on the internet whilst we're in lockdown?
Well, yes.
That was April 2020. It's now April 2022. There have been, 625 songs?
About that, yes. Yes.
We actually forgot to mention a bit of Swedish language last year, which would take us to 10 languages that Patricia Hammond and I have sung in Living Room Requests. But we've got another one to look forward to soon.
Yeah, we were trying to put together the numbers, but we're going to say the numbers of how many requests we've had in this last year, because this is going to deal with just the last year.
What about the language numbers?
The language numbers.
10. Plus we got Ukrainian coming up very soon.
Yes.
So if you like Ukrainian, you should click subscribe already so that they're not going to miss the next song that comes up.
Yes.
So let's start with just some interesting things to note, because a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I wonder which the most popular one is, and it'll be linked in the description to this video.
Yes.
And it was actually the song, the video that we did with Olga and Rupert, which shows that collaborations on this platform are good for views.
Yes, that is by far our most. This is all from the last year. We're not talking about the previous year. For that, there is another retrospective,
which is also linked below. But that was a Polish soiree of September 2021.
Yes,
and that's got by far more views than anything that Patricia and I have done ourselves. So listen, I'm going to just show you something right here, which is the page that you should all be regularly checking, which is patriciahammond.com/request that I've said several hundred times. And I'm going to say it again now, and I'm going to show it to you. And it looks a little, at the moment, something like this. It's going to come up in the top corner of the screen in a second.
Yeah, just above us.
It's literally just there above us, right? I know it's not perfect, but let's just go with it.
It
looks like this, right? And you scroll down it, and it has all the instructions.
I update this page
to pay on PayPal all the time. And every single one of these, you click on them, and it's a hyperlink, and it opens in YouTube. So my name's Matt. Let's click on the first one that begins with M.
What is it?
What is it?
What is it?
It is Mad About the Boy.
Oh.
So you would click it like this, and it goes.
Boom.
Into a window. It plays it. It's cued. You know, and it plays it straight off, just like this.
Just the very beginning of the song, whatever it is.
I met him at a party just a couple of years ago. He was rather over.
Okay, so that's exactly how that goes.
We'll leave
that right up like that, and we're gonna jump right in with the categories. Sorry, I've just given the game away slightly there.
Oh dear, yes, we've got categories.
Okay.
The categories for this retrospective are different from the categories of the previous retrospective, because the types of requests that we've had this last year are very different in nature to the types of requests from the previous year.
Totally agreed. So
they are different categories.
They are different categories. So let's go back, and we'll start with these categories. And the first category of which is actually entitled Classical. And Patricia's going to pick one. I'm going to pick one.
We don't know we don't know which is each other's.
We haven't seen
we don't know what
before.
This is all live
and then
reactions.
Paul's going to join us at the end.
Yeah. So we got.
But just so it's like a real Living Room Request episode, I'm just going to click this. So here we are. I'll join you on the split screen right here with classical.
Yes, because before didn't we have opera as a category?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
So here we are. Here's classical. Right. I'll start with yours then, Patricia.
Fine. He doesn't know what it is.
I don't
Just
know
a
what
code.
it is, so
Paste it
it's
in.
just a
See
time
what it
code.
is.
So here it is.
My favorite classical.
And here it is. We'll replace.
They're all favorites, by the way. Just have to choose
We
one.
are so grateful for every
Yeah, no.
request. These are just a bit to just to talk about and celebrate.
Yeah.
The kinds
If
of
you
help that
had
we've
to
received.
choose one, yeah.
Pifferi, timpani, cimbali, svegliatevi aninetta,
Okay.
I just like that one because I liked it because
It's okay to like it. That's the idea of this show.
No, I love a lot of the loads of them, but that one in particular, I thought we were both on top of it. You brought something completely different with the mandocello to that classical aria antica, and I thought we were so together. And that little extract shows exactly how together we were when I got
It's two very different moods.
You
isn't
were
it,
so
that it
yeah.
has?
And the lyrical and the sort of more sort of declamatory, all really on point. I really like that one.
Thanks so much to one of our
liked
regular
it.
requesters, Liz, for
Yes.
that. And a varied taste. Pretty much.
And I'm
you
wearing
know,
a scarf. I'm not wearing a dress. That is a scarf
just
with a
a
belt.
scarf.
Very fancy
So
scarf.
what did I
given to
choose
me.
for the old classical
What did
category
you
here?
choose?
Thanks. And also, I'm playing a mandocello there, which is not always used for music of that century.
No, that's why I loved it
but
too.
It's just something a bit different.
Yeah,
So here's another varied one.
I like that freeze frame. That's good.
Very classical.
I nearly chose this one.
Something that I would say that classical music has that
Passion.
rock music or microphone-based music often doesn't have in a live context is dynamics, and particularly these days with when you're watching YouTube and the ads play super loud.
Yeah.
Like dynamics have almost gone from
Yeah.
music. Obviously not in acoustic and amplified classical music, but even though we're in this living room, we're able to get quite a lot of dynamics. So that's another
Thanks
classic.
to you and your microphone.
Yes, that's another classic
Settings.
living room requests ism in the
Yeah.
sense that we've taken a classical song which has very low notes, sustained, very high impassioned notes, and playing it on the oud, classical oud.
Yeah. So we used very similar reasoning in that unusual instrument, passion, being together really, really well. Yeah, I
So-
nearly chose that one actually.
So let's go back to Patricia now on the next category, which we're calling the biggest challenge, the greatest challenge.
Oh yes.
Or difficulty
Oh.
that she or I faced that we faced together for whatever reason. So we'll play it,
Okay.
and then we will.
There's a toss up between two with completely different. We call that
reasoning.
reasoning. Yeah.
Okay, let's try this then.
And there is no more time, and there is no more time to take our pleasure. Love is made for leisure time, that's how we measure time. And as we turn around, time will swirl around. And now the time is found, as time is wound, it's silken web around and bound, us tight in everywhere.
I mean, just with that extract, you can tell that anybody, even if they sing a bit, it's
Try
just
to make
hard
it sound clear.
It's hard to move one's lips.
And you
tongue
can.
and
When
things.
it's also if you haven't memorized it, which we, quite frankly, you just don't have time to memorize fully. When you're doing so many requests. So I do read, and we do read. And so to read something like that, I actually had to write it out in a piece of paper and stick it up next to where the camera was and just read the words and where to put the words. And that was challenging. But actually, the one that I nearly chose.
That was very challenging.
The one that I nearly chose.
Well, hang on, let me play mine first.
All right,
okay. Verbal runners up
after.
Okay,
fine.
Okay. That's really hard. I mean, like tongue twisters, but in musical form.
And also meaning
That's basically what they are. Yeah.
Every word.
Yeah. And
processing it while you do it, yeah.
Is it in French as well?
It's in French as well, yeah. But for English, yeah. Anyway.
Cleopatra's on her throne, that golden hair is all. Oh. Where is the lady all in pink?
I mean, there's a lot of contrast even in that.
Obvious.
Thing. I was challenging for me to play music of Charles Ives, which is he's very, very good at playing the piano. He's very creative, and he writes it on the score, just an idea of how he likes to play.
It's a big piano part, that, and to put it into guitar. I'd love to see how many other people have done it on guitar like that, especially keeping up a schedule like yours as well. That's amazing.
But also,
no question.
It was quite challenging on the Horses of Prancing, repeated section, because Charles Ives, he likes to play games. He started when he was a kid with in his dad's, marching bands and things, just displacing things. Not too dissimilar to the minimalists did, 1950s, 60s, 70s, and still. But so he just liked to play games with music. So sometimes you think it's sort of one way, it's ever so slightly juxtaposed or offset, and that can actually be really hard.
I think the first section of that one, it says repeat ad lib, and we were like, okay, ad lib, fine, we'll repeat it 3 times because that's ad lib.
And what was the runner-up you were going to mention?
The one I was nearly chose for me was Killer Queen, because you'll remember how much I was all stressed over that.
I thought it was
I'm not Freddie Mercury. Well, I'm not any of these people.
That was almost a runner-up for me on the upcoming categories. Anyway,
it was tricky. I really thought I'd never be able to do that, and I was so relieved when it finished. I was just, you can see me, I'm just
You did very well.
But so that was a psychological thing rather than a physiological. I chose a physiological over the psychological.
So the next category we're going to do is unexpected for a classical mezzo-soprano, but then again, living room request is unexpected.
Hopefully.
And we have quite a number of requests for what other people would call jazz standards.
Yeah, this year. Yes, much more than the first year.
So it was decided in the boardroom that we should include that here. So
because we're kind of, the whole idea of jazz standards is sort of against the way I think a song is a song. Anything could be a jazz standard. Symphony number 8 of Beethoven could be a jazz standard.
No,
you could. So it's a ridiculous category. However, there were so many requests that would have been found in the real book in this year.
Quite right.
So we
and
had
played by jazz musicians.
So we might as well use it as
such as myself. So did I paste
such
that
as
in?
yourself.
106. No, I didn't.
So you do
154. Mine? Here we go.
Okay.
So Patricia again first. That would be this one.
I think that, is that a jazz standard? Am I right?
Oh,
am I correct? Yeah. Okay. See, that's how little I know. But I like it because it's fully sung.
Oh yeah. It's very.
I think it still works full voice. And at that
very,
pitch.
very much. Yeah, I mean, a lot of soul singers and B.B. King sang that. As well,
okay.
Because you can probably hear that, but.
Okay.
You get so many songs from like.
I wonder if there's any of these categories that we choose the same one for.
Well, we'll see what's coming up. But that's a great song. I think we specifically decided not to transpose it down, so it sounds like it was composed.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if we make songs lower in microphone keys, then it can sound not as it was composed, but the way that a lot of listeners will be more familiar with hearing it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, what's yours?
Again, I see a peacherino.
Oh.
Dancer, you know what I mean. Oh, she could shake a mean tambourino. So I hear the folks say, Creole babies with flashing eyes, softly whisper with tender sighs. Stop.
So I chose the extract there, starting on that middle section, because I and probably many other
something
jazz
different.
musicians don't ever include that in Way Down Yonder in New Orleans, a song that I've played tens and tens of times. I also would urge you to, by the way, all of these are going to be linked in the description, of course. If you can't see it on your smart TV, go and view it on your phone, tablet, or computer, so you can like play along and go back and revisit some of these episodes, because we've rehearsed. They're all pieces of recording in their own art. I know they're obviously just in a living room, whatever, but we have thought about how we're doing them, and we're so grateful for this request because, like I say, it is a section that's not usually included, and because of the inclusion of that section and all of the words in the verses, it was the first time that it really sort of actually, when I closed my eyes, I could actually imagine New Orleans in that time when the song was written, as opposed to just
The
playing
perception.
jazz on some concept. Creole babies with flashing eyes. I mean, they're great. They're pretty good words. And the blue jeans bit, and
blue jeans.
that sort of like tropical bit in the middle.
Even with the
That's
jazz
why I wanted
standard,
to include that.
Yeah, it's excellent. And I think it's a very good.
It's a very
performance.
worthwhile jazz standard that we've done.
Well, it's funny because it's different kinds of jazz standards. There is that business of the sort of hot jazz, sort of trad revival thing, and then there's the other. But yeah, we had a lot in both categories. So yeah, you chose one and I chose the other.
We're moving on now to a bit later. Not that jazz wasn't composed in the 1950s, but we're going to look at what people would regard as popular music, but not perhaps as known or carried on in jazz or other circles. So we're calling this pre-1950s popular song, which I shall place up here for everybody. Pre-50 pop. And this is Patricia's selection. So let's load that and press go and see what it is.
Ancient youths of 64 do steps they never did before. Father time is mad, no one grows old. Oh boy, what joy! Put your loving arms around me, say, babe, ain't you glad you found me? Cleopatra on the Nile could vamp right in the latest style. If she'd only known this ragtime tune. Oh.
Okay, that's good.
That's only like last week, but I
very fresh.
did like it.
Well, that definitely was a very popular song of the crossover ragtime to jazz era. So people call
It's
jazz
so popular. Yeah.
popular music. Dance
Could you
music
even call that?
of the
Could you
First World
call
War.
that a trad standard?
Yeah, definitely. People definitely
Darn,
play
it's
that
in both
jazz
categories.
bands. No,
Oh.
but it's a popular band. But there's one that I've chosen, which is of a similar vein and year of composition, just ever so slightly later. And it's by two people who wrote one of the most famous ragtime era
that's funny.
popular songs.
Okay.
And this is their later one from the 20s, but it sounds like 1910 or 11.
Grand down yonder where the folks get the news. Don't wonder
Very
about the
similar.
hullabaloo. There's Daddy and Mommy, there's Ephraim and Sammy, waiting down yonder for me.
Which sounds like Waiting for Robert E. Lee, because it's the same song that they wrote as well. But
I think it's the same requester asked for them both.
I thought it was
Interesting.
effective because, well, again, we sung it in quite high key rather than making it lower, and also, well, ragtime song or popular song of that two-step. I mean, it just takes a certain execution, which is not the same execution as hot jazz or swing music.
Yeah, one doesn't often see. Well, and
you've got that headphone in the wrong way, don't you? I mean, I don't
it's
care.
Bugging you? Yes, you do care.
If it falls out.
There we go.
Right, all right, okay.
I'm sorry, my ear canal. It doesn't
Goes in
matter.
here.
Whoa! Oh, that's
yeah,
really
yeah.
plugged in. I like to hear a bit of the ambient room as well.
Anyway,
I'm gonna
moving
start
on.
Shouting.
What were you going to say? Sorry about
No,
that.
it's just if you don't see your request chosen here, It is not, because, I mean, honestly, for these choices, there's sort of 5, and it could be any one of them, almost like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Honestly, it could be anything.
Don't know why I've got 2 of those open. But what we're going to do now, rather predictably, is move to the category entitled Popular Song from after 1950. We just chose an arbitrary marker in the mid-20th century, given how requests had fallen. And this is that. So here we are with Patricia's choice, which I'm loading right now. And it's this one.
I hear the sound of a gentle word on the wind that lifts her perfume through the air.
Here we go.
I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations.
We'll have to watch the rest.
I'm surprised that's not got very many views, that one.
I think
it's
perhaps
amazing.
the subscribers and viewers of this channel are just not coming for that.
I think that arrangement.
We could do that again in a concert, couldn't we? Easily.
Using
We
the
could do it.
nose flute.
Could do it in a concert.
I think we should do it
outreach.
live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should do it live where people don't expect it. Theremin, they cost what? How much does a theremin
Well, you have to
cost?
transport it as well.
And carrying. And you can get the same effect, more or less, on a nose flute, 15 quid.
Very small.
Yeah. So I thought that was
good.
really
Well done,
clever.
Patricia.
And you sang really well. And you
It's
made a
hard
great
to sing,
arrangement.
well, I
It's
mean,
got all those
a lot of people wouldn't
intervals.
think you could do something like Beach Boys in a duet, but
You managed
any
it
music's possible on anything.
This is so self-congratulatory.
all I
isn't it?
say is, it's whether the audience deems it to be effective. I always say, you can do whatever
that's
on
true.
tuba and triangle. It's just whether the mood's conveyed
Does it?
and whether whether it's an effective piece.
286
of art or
views.
entertainment.
I don't know if it was effective.
You should all watch that more.
Watch that one. Send it to somebody. Go, you won't believe. What is this? Terrible. Oh,
It's not the same without your
I wondered if you'd choose that.
Every night and every day, girl.
It's not the same without your love.
You don't have to be afraid.
It's not the same without your love.
So that one's called. It's actually called Without Your Love. In case
That
you didn't guess.
episode's had 2 choices thus from it. It's done very well.
But again, a lot of people wouldn't associate Trisha's voice with things
No.
like, heavier rock or whatever you call
Neither do I.
Toto, like jazz tinged, slightly progressive pop rock music from the 1970s
Oh man, it's
and
not
80s.
like I chose it. Other
But
people
it does
gave me this
But
vote
it
of
does
confidence.
have a certain effectiveness if we just put it right.
Yeah, yeah. Even
And,
a third higher, third lower would be terrible.
Yeah, different keys and different ways we can sing in a duet and all those sorts of renderings. Now, it was requested that I played some multi-instrumentalism on that, and that came later, but that's nothing to do with this. This was, I would say, the living room requestness of the request.
Yeah. Using both voices.
Yeah.
Lots of instruments.
So now we're going to
Different,
move
something
on
different.
to a category which we're gonna just break with the genre very briefly, and more of like a conceptual category, which is entitled arrangement or multi-instrumentalism.
Yeah, this is 2 categories, but he's very modest and wanted it to be one, because the best arrangement and the best example of somebody
Different
being
thing.
a multi-instrumentalist
try
are 2 different
two.
things.
So
one's
Patricia's got one
conceptual,
here.
one's anyway.
And this is
So I've
this is hers. So this is
okay,
what
I've
she's
chosen multi-instrumental.
Okay, multi-instrumentalism.
Yeah.
Here we go. I don't know. We're going to show that in 20-second clip, but we'll
Yeah, all
try.
right. Well, try. You know how I do.
Oh, right, yeah. I remember this.
that massive triangle hit the floor exactly on the beat. Last year's similar retrospective of the previous year, my choice for multi-instrumentalism was similar in that it involved a switchover that was successful, I think.
Yeah, you don't want to overdo it. You know, some people say, "Oh, sing on everyone," or take a 20-minute solo. It's like, no.
And
that's just not, that wouldn't be
It was really
fun.
clever.
If I played the triangle on it, or if we played a little percussion.
You were like dampening it and doing all sorts of funny things, which I don't know whether were necessary, but it sure looks impressive.
Samba triangle. It's a type
you were
of
dampening different beats with this. It was hilarious.
Basically,
and watch it again. Like back it up and watch it again. That thing hits the floor.
Linked in the description.
Apologies to Ernest who bought it for us. He thinks that it might damage it if it's thrown around too much, but honestly, it's very tough and it fell on carpet. But
we need to move on, but.
Everybody
click this in the description and go and watch that.
That's another scarf as dress, by the way. That's another scarf as dress.
Scarf
as dress is doing very well in this.
Because we both did very well in the conditions as well.
Oh, okay.
It's this one.
So, I guess those are requests. I never counted. I didn't count
requests.
those. They're not in the living room. The specials.
Yeah, the specials are definitely
sort
requests.
of not counting the
but
specials.
The point is about the requests is obviously we're on a boat that's bobbing up and down. There is a camera on another boat that's bobbing up and down. But I did like the arrangement on that. It's actually a transcription.
That transcription.
But it was it was the execution for Patricia and I. Given that, unfortunately, we went out on the first day and I was just too ill to record it. I was too seasick. I just couldn't.
You literally went green.
I just couldn't actually get
green
up.
of the gills, unbelievable. Never seen it on a person.
They're definitely worth checking out. All the Elgar specials, and we'll be finishing that song cycle very soon.
Yeah,
and it'll be all uploaded in one. So check that out too on this channel, Patricia Hammond Songs. The next category that we're going to talk to you about is entitled folk. Folk music, what's generally called folk, broadly folky.
Yeah, that's the same category as last year. That has not changed.
This is Patricia's, and then I'll have mine. Okay, this would be... Oh yeah.
Je suis venu ici ce soir, je suis venu ici ce soir pour demander votre fille, l'entirelire, l'enlira. Pour demander votre fille, l'entirelire, l'enlira.
I mean, you can tell it's a folk song because there's ribbons on a tambourine.
Okay, so that, by the way, is also, basically there's two ties for me. There's two ties of vocal, duet, and folk.
Oh, right. Okay.
And that's one of them. That was going to either be vocal duet or
and
folk.
It's an interesting vocal duet because it's unison.
Yeah, it's beautiful. When we sing
Usually
unison,
we don't do
it's
that.
really good, actually.
I mean,
because you've got a light voice and I've got a dark voice, and together it really
that's
fits.
what we call perfect unison. Yeah. So the same notes usually when men and women sing together, they sing in an octave.
It's very effective, I think. That's really up there with folk. That nearly got vocal duet.
It's a really nice folk song. It's
you're so good with your rhythm, with your strumming rhythms. You're so good.
Very folky. I mean, for me, it was the ribbons on the tambourine.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But this is my folk selection. I've actually forgotten which it is.
Then we'll be surprised to us both.
Where the sun comes up about 10 in the morning and the sun goes down.
That's really good, actually.
About 3 in the day, and you fill your cup with what?
That's only just a short sample, but
That's
I'm playing
really
the
good.
12-string in unison, which is unusual. That's how people play the 12-string guitar.
It really fills, and I'm very relaxed, and it just sort of effortlessly fills as well. I really like that, actually.
How they played the 12-string guitar in the hundreds, tens, 1920s and 30s.
I just remember feeling like I could have done that one a lot better, and that's why I didn't even look at it or consider it.
I think it was pretty good storytelling, and I thought that's what folk, is. It's like it sounded very balladic, and
we're sort of coming at it at the same sort of energy there. It's really good, actually.
I did sing on that a bit, but it wasn't for the vocal folkiness or anything like that, or particularly the strumming. Just Patricia just sort of seated the song and did it in the way that is comfortable for her.
Yeah, try not to pretend to be someone.
Right, it's a bit more broad now. We're just saying our categories for vocal, vocalness.
Oh, right.
Vocal category.
Best vocal performance.
So let's see where that takes us on Patricia's.
Oh, this is pretty easy to.
I don't know. It could be many. Could be
many.
This is
pretty easy.
Could be many. Could be many.
To me.
Could be many.
Didn't have to think long.
This is another recent episode.
Stop it there. Oh, damn. Just freeze it on that stair.
It's, if you're waiting for the introduction, for the chorus to come in, there are actually no words on that song.
No words. This is not fair. Is there there's not an instrumental performance
Well,
category.
we had all multi-instrumental and all arrangement.
That's 3 categories
Doesn't
in one,
matter.
and he's given up. Oh, he doesn't
Anyway,
care.
the point is, what we'd like you to do is comment which categories and your nominations by
what categories
pasting them
would have you
in
had?
the description. In the comments.
Oh yes, paste the
link, or just write the titles if
Your
you
own.
specifically remember. If you've been watching this a while,
why didn't you mention
not
this
just
one?
us preaching to you?
Yeah.
You tell us what you like, but
True.
yeah, that's
Please
very
do.
much your kind of style vocally. Unfortunately, we don't only get requests for that kind of music, but it doesn't matter.
Very fortunately, because it stretches me, and it's so fascinating.
What's this
to discover
one?
new things? For me.
Well done. What's this one here?
This is Matt's choice. This seems unfair.
My heart eating thirst is a dying flower. Pour forth the sound like enchanted wine.
If you're waiting for the chorus on that, there sort of isn't one. Maybe there is, yeah. But that's a song by Michael Tippett, and it's...
That was a challenge. That's true. That was a challenge.
It's not about challenge. It was just vocal performance, and I thought overall that was the best vocal performance, because it's very difficult to sing that music, and there are a lot of people who sing
You'd make a
music
good examiner.
like that
You would.
on their recitals, or a lot of contemporary classical music, sort of from whatever 1960s present day. It comes up on various lists of competitions and exams, doesn't it? Because you just have to do one.
Yeah.
You have to do one opera one. You have to do one, and so bizarrely or by circumstance, this sort of vocal music is actually performed more frequently than people who are not in the classic music world would assume.
Yeah, just not in public, just for exams.
And actually, it's hard if you're
You
even
make a good
trained
examiner.
singer.
He's right. It is that. That's yeah.
It's hard to sing the correct pitches, but beyond that, it's hard to, once you've learnt the pitches, to actually sing we're still singing a song at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's a song.
We're singing a song just like we're singing a nursery rhyme, and we're still trying to sing that. So if we can do that both, then, we're going to get good marks on our exams. This is a vocal duet now, which Patricia has chosen the following song. Just for the sake of completeness, I shall update us with that little graphic there.
Hey.
And plop that in there.
He's doing all this live.
Okay.
It's like an instrument.
And if anyone should ask me the reason why I'm wearing it,
Okay, yeah.
That's a good blend.
It does. It sounds like more than two people.
Yes, and I love the way you are using those sort of sea shanty type, intervals.
Oh yeah, sometimes voice through, sometimes it sticks.
Yes, going up,
playing them all
and then
more
going
like
and then meeting and
playing the voice more like like some sort of folk instrument.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have all the notes available to it.
Yeah,
like
so you see what I mean? That nearly was my favorite folk, but then I thought, and same with the other one was nearly my favorite vocal duet. So they both are vocal duet and folk are both.
I mean, this has certainly got a folk element from my choice because it's, from the country genre. But you can't hear my voice so well
because
like I'm standing back, but I mean you can hear if you listen again. You can hear the pitches. I forgot that was even a duet. So hear the pitches, you'll hear that.
It's nice lyrical singing.
I need to go and fetch somebody.
Yes, we have
aforementioned
somebody we didn't ask last time, so we're going to ask him for the whole duration, not just the ones from the past year, but from the whole duration. We're going to choose
the one that he likes, and his name is Paul, and it's
Shall
Patricia's
we shout?
husband. I'll go and get him.
Are you going to go?
And I don't really like that. I'm going to move that slightly over because it's not centered. and then hopefully my headphone doesn't go off, so I'll leave it here.
Leave it there.
And
oh my goodness, this is all live, and all the changes on this screen are happening live. He's got a gazillion windows up, literally playing this like an instrument. It's quite fun. Yeah, we didn't have Paul last time. Look at him. There he is.
Hello.
We didn't ask you last
boys
time.
And girls.
And this is your living room. And Paul has
it's
been
not
in...
mine. I don't own it.
Oh.
No, we rent.
Yeah,
but,
we rent.
So how many have you been in of living room requests as little guests?
6 or 7?
I think it's more than that.
It feels like 2.
Oh,
but it's been a lot.
No, more than that. I think about 10. We'll look.
I think so, yeah.
I'll make a tally. I'll put it in the description how many he's been in.
So this is his favourite.
That'll be fun for everybody to read.
So this is favourite one. So he's chosen the favourite one that he's in, and then the favourite one from the whole series that he's watched, because he does watch the channel.
Okay, let's see. Right, so the favourite
I'm
one.
married to half of the channel. I can't see where I am. Is that me?
There we go.
I'm centered. There you go. So this is my favourite one behind me.
Dein Herz ist ziemlich stark und darum hab ich Mut.
Yes, I did.
Auch wenn ich von Natur aus.
As I was singing it earlier, I was thinking, oh shit, that's
Hallo Guten Morgen Deutschland. Ich wünsch dir einen guten Tag. Hallo Guten Morgen Deutschland.
No, we can.
Oh, you got it.
Ich liebe hier, weil ich dich mag.
Oh, it's so good. As well, we were talking.
He can't hear because we got the earbuds and he doesn't.
Noticing earlier that the most popular episode we noted as the Polish soiree. I think this is the most popular episode of last year's.
Yes, it was. It was.
Videos. So
certainly the most popular one I've been in.
Yes.
No, I think it was because you were in it.
So now you're going to choose your favorite. Oh,
well, do you not say why that's?
Yeah, you can say it. I mean, I thought it's obvious. I mean, it's just good.
Well, it's because that was my request as well, wasn't it? It was my birthday.
Oh, it was your birthday. A song from 1984, which is also your birth year.
Yes.
And you love Tom Astor.
Well, I'm his greatest fan.
Yes. So there we go. That was what
very
it was.
nice.
And it did very well.
Great song.
It did well for Tom.
It's a very plain, to the point song.
Right, now what's my favourite overall?
Right, overall, we're going to stick
this will be a surprise. Wait, before you do it, can you guess what it is?
I thought it would be Blue Bayou.
It would have been if I remembered that one.
To be honest, I thought it was just going to be this one for both.
Well, it might be. It might be a different part.
Reload the link.
So this is of any, whether you're in it or not.
Yeah, let's see.
What's his favorite?
Technically, it's a living room request. That's
Rain
not it.
on the roof.
Oh,
I love the rhythm of the rain on
It
the
wasn't that even that recording.
okay. That's Patricia. Well, I'll tell you what. Look,
That's not. I didn't choose that at
Stop.
all. This is
wait.
a calumny.
no, that's okay. This is actually the overall favourites of all three of us, which are coming now, and that would be Patricia's, which we've just
That's
skipped ahead
my
on.
favourite.
But let's play it. Let's play it, and let's let her have it.
I got itchy now.
roof.
Overall
The happy rhythm
favourite.
of the rain on the roof.
What's this?
Brings a happy dream. Rain on the roof.
Oh,
I hear it prancing when the rain's on the roof. Like dreams are dancing with their canes on the roof. Tapping out the pain. I must confess that the theme of every dream is loving you.
This is when we did living garden requests.
So that's my favorite overall because it makes me very, very happy. It's perky, and the song came alive when we did it. We were on top of it. Matt's doing his patented hold the stick and play an instrument so that he can use the stick for the glockenspiel.
It's a very joyous song written by a fantastic lady.
Anne Ronell, yeah, and also a discovery. So it combines so many things of living room requests in one. In that it's a discovery, it's something that suits
Through somebody's request. So
really suits. We've done it in concerts since then.
you should go and check out the video on this channel called She Wrote
The
the
tunes,
Tunes, which Patricia can link below to learn
Okay,
a lot
I'll
more
have to
about
watch
this.
this to think.
Now this is going to be yours.
yeah.
Okay, so this is overall favorites for all three of us. That was
Which is this? Which is this?
For our second social distancing concert, we have
Oh.
found an abandoned church.
very beginning.
And,
No.
because it's church,
You didn't cue it.
I did cue
It's
it.
alright, it's fine, don't worry. Which one is it?
Should we get the cue? We get the cue in the. See this
Well, I
is
clicked
this
the
is
link in
live.
the
This
thing.
is
It's
live.
fine.
This is live.
It's not live, but you're not going to go back and edit it.
It
No. Go on, just click which one it is.
I queued it up in the chorus. Well, just before the chorus.
Beat me the piper. I'm gonna tie a can to you. You've done that all the harm will do.
Yes.
Releasing hearts is just
How do you know?
the last time you've done it.
So I know you like this song.
I'm gonna wash my hands of you.
I'm gonna wash my hands of you. Well, that's nice.
Well, what can I say? I like strong women.
It is a good song for Patricia to sing. I mean, to be honest, there's a lot of people who just they'd sing something like that, and it just.
I think we're
wouldn't-
gonna make a CD because
It
he
just
thinks
wouldn't
they're
come across.
outmoded, but I know that they sell at gigs. So
Comment below if you would buy a compact.
or make
disc
a
with digital
CD, and I
audio.
think we're gonna put that on the CD.
Thank
actually.
you so much for your request. I really like that. Yeah, it's nice to be reminded of episodes back in ye olde vintage 2020.
2020.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the
2020.
2020.
I mean,
It
there
would
is
be,
as
yeah.
valid. And yeah, we did that one in a church.
was
And
one of the very
you chose one
first.
outside and one in a church.
I didn't choose one outside.
I chose one outside.
Patricia chose one outside.
He's
and
very
one in a church.
discombobulated because of
Very
the way that we
confused
put
now.
it.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Right,
Uh,
bye!
Thank you so much for your contribution.
Oh, you're welcome.
And make sure everybody goes and check out all the episodes that Paul's joining us on.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Aw.
Buster.
Right, let's wrap this up,
Nice
Patricia.
sweater.
Oh, thank you, darling.
So what's Matt's overall favorite?
That
This
would
is what I
be-
don't know.
This one.
Oh, I thought you'd do one of these.
There's Lone. I'll tell you why. I think that's nice to welcome you home at last. So you for what's it called, living room request.
Yes,
But it's
with
it is
Andrea
because
featuring.
of yeah, it was with Andrea, but it was still a request, and it was still
Okay.
in a living room, and it was still in this series. And you know, it's because of you, only you, that we wouldn't have that we have had so many requests been doing this. In case you didn't know, it costs only £40 at the moment. You pay the money on PayPal. You send the song. It can just be the title if you want. It can be any song, as you can see. Any song.
Any song.
And then we will endeavour to do some sort of rendition.
Yeah.
Now, in the case of Daddy and Sue, in that case, they just, I don't know if maybe there are recordings of this somewhere on some LP from the 70s or 80s.
I honestly don't think there's a recording of that.
There's a lady called Susie Oregon. She wrote, well, actually, probably loads of songs that weren't even published. We definitely know somebody who's got manuscripts. And there just aren't many people who sing them.
Yeah.
And I took the opportunity to use some other instruments just to sort of broaden the ensemble out a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
As people would have very much done in those days. You can hear those songs are, you know, written just over 100 years ago. Parlour songs.
Yeah, parlour songs. Well, this has been a parlour. We could call it parlour request, but it's rather grand for this sort of small terraced flat to have. It is a parlour. So yeah, that's very good.
That's all of them. We're just going to say thank you again. We would list absolutely every single individual.
We're going to list every individual. Yeah. But we thought, we looked at it and we went, that is too long. It was 87 people to list the names of.
You can see the lists of the names as they were in the 600th request video, which we did to celebrate, that round number at the Rosenblatt to take us back to April 2020. But here we are in April 2022.
Yes. Wow. Who knew?
Some people didn't think it would last. We carry on. We've got plenty on the list.
Honestly, didn't think it would last this long. Honestly, didn't think. I thought maybe a few months, not 2 years. That's amazing.
Not 2 years. Thanks to everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks to you, only you, and thanks to Patricia Hammond
and to Matt Redman.
See you later. Thank you.